able to play this riff, but not this lesson. About 25 lessons after the first lesson. 6 most important chords. All the chords are important, but these 6 are for all you rock and roll stars out there. You don't want to wait. You don't want to practice for 20 years in your basement and lock you downstairs in some dark, musty basement. You know, your mother's screaming at you. You know, dinner's ready, and you go, Mama, this is too important. I got to practice. She goes, you're gonna get sick if you don't eat, right? But you're down there just shredding away, right? And these are the 6 chords that you got to use to do that, right? To become an absolute star. I'm going to group them in 2 groups, the majors and the minors. And for you people that don't know what that means, major is a description of a sound of a chord. It could be a sound of a scale. It could be the sound of a key. Right now we're discussing chords, so we're going to refer to chords. Major means strong, bright, happy. Minor means sad, lonely, dark. And so we have basically those 2 sounds to work with. So we're going to work with 3 major chords, 3 happy chords, and 3 minor chords, 3 sad chords. These chords by far are abused and used more than any other chords on the guitar. So we're just going to go through them. I'm going to show you what they are, and then I'm going to discuss some fingering, and hopefully that'll get you started. There's hundreds of songs that use these chords, hundreds of songs. Famous hit songs, number 1, maybe number 42, depends on what you listen to, but there's a lot of hit songs. First 3 chords are good old G, C, and D. Now the trick is, of course, as you see here, is to learn to shift between chords as quickly and as cleanly as you can. So I've got a pretty big hand. Not everybody has the same shaped hands or the same shaped fingers. But when you're playing a chord, you have to make sure that your hand's centered. If your thumb's over here too far, or it's wrapped around too much and you got a small hand, you'll never get it. If your hand's tilted too much, you won't get it that way either. Have to kind of center like that. Have to center your thumb behind the guitar. Now this is a narrow neck guitar, and I've got a fairly big hand, so my thumb kind of comes over the top a bit. But my fingers are pretty much straight down. And when you play the chord, you want to be able to go through all the strings and get them really nice and clean. For you people that don't know, this is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger on your right hand. They don't count the thumb, but I still use it. Thumb is still useful, you know, for all kinds of things. Playing the guitar too. Anyways, back to this. I play several different G's. There's several different fingerings of it. I'm just going to show you the most common. I use my 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. And my 1st finger goes on the 5th string. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? 5th string, 2nd fret. My 2nd finger, that's the bad finger, the bird finger, that goes on the 3rd fret, 6th string. So you got these two fingers, the 1st and 2nd finger on the 5th and 6th string. And now you're just going to take that 3rd finger and go all the way across to the 3rd fret, 1st string. Yeah, the 1st string, the thinnest one. And now what you got to do is find that sweet spot. Get all the notes clear. Move your hand around a little bit. Shift your thumb till you find the right spot. The sweet spot. There's a G chord. And the next secret is to make it sound good. Learn to strum it up and down. Relax with your pick. Okay, there's a G. Here's the C. When you're playing the C chord, look out for the E bass note. A lot of beginners, when they strum that C, they're doing this. That sounds lousy. You want to strum like this. Don't let the E ring out. It's too drony, too low. So there's C. 1st finger, 2nd string, 1st fret. 2nd finger, 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th string, 2nd fret, 1, 2, right? And then last but not least, my 3rd finger goes to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th string, 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret. And this one takes a little more strength. This is one of the more difficult out of the 3 chords. This is a little more difficult, so it takes you a little more strength. The secret is where your thumb is. And afterwards you pick through the chord, get it really nice and clear. And then you start strumming it. So that's G, C, and then D. It's my final chord for the majors. Of course, the general rule applies for all chords. They just told me I got 5 minutes left to make you a rock and roll star. So you better really pay attention because I'm going to have to take a couple more shortcuts. Okay, this is D major. When we play D major, we use an open D string too. But we don't play the 5th or the 6th string. Those are, again, are too drony. If you include those in on your chord when you're strumming, listen. Ugh, yuck, no. I know you can find these chords in pretty well any guitar book you'll ever see, in various forms of it, but they won't tell you how to get a clear chord, and this is basically where I'm helping you more than anything, is getting these chords clear. It's all about your hand. You'll see that my hand doesn't touch the back of the neck, that my fingers arc over, and they're pretty much straight down on the fingerboard. Those are important things. The thumb is centered behind the neck. Like I said, I got a big hand, so I can afford to wrap it around. As a matter of fact, I will use my thumb to play bass notes. So, but that's G, C, and D. There's so many famous songs that play D, C, and G. Sweet Home Alabama, there's a good example. D, C, and G. So if you want to be a rock star, you got to know those. There's 3 more. I'm going to go through them a little faster. E minor is a very popular chord. That one's pretty simple. Use all 6 strings. That's E minor. Again, same technique, you know. Hands centered, fingers pointing straight down. There's A minor. That's the other one you need. And then B minor. The slackers play it like this. This is the cheater B minor. This is the easiest one. That's only 3 strings. You can't play the top strings. That's a 3-note B minor, but it's still a B minor. This is a 4-note B minor. You add 1 more finger. Now you can use 4 strings. And this is my favorite, the bar chord, which we'll talk about later because the bar chord's much friendlier to move around than any of the others. But whichever one works, they all fit together. They all sound good, just that this chord doesn't sound as rich as this one or as rich as the bar chord because you got more strings. As soon as you have more strings, the chord sounds richer. Okay, so you can put all these chords together in any imaginable way possible. And losing myself here. Must be getting late. Any imaginable possible arrangement of these chords works. There's like hundreds and hundreds of songs. I was just thinking about the Pearl Jam version of The Last Kiss, and that uses G, E minor, C, and D. That's a very common chord progression. So you got to practice these chords. You got to practice changing them from chord to chord. You got to work on getting them clean, and then putting them together, and you'll discover lots of songs that use these chords. Have fun, kids, and whatever you do, don't try this at home. Okay.